Right, so this is how to create a hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis. To create a hypothesis, use this sentence stem again. It's called the if. Here's the if, then, and because statement. All right, so the sentence stem goes, if the, insert the IV, is changed to, how are you changing it? Then the, insert the DV, will, and then on this blank, you give your guess, right? What do you think will happen? And then because, and then insert your reasoning on why that is your guess. You know, scientists don't like to use the word guess for hypothesis, but I'm just using it because we're in 6th grade, and most of my 6th graders, this is the first time they've learned the word hypothesis. So hypothesis really is like an educated guess. Now you're like know about your project and some scientific reasoning. What do you think will happen? Okay, so to find out what your hypothesis is, you need to look at your inquiry question. And your hypothesis really is your initial answer to your inquiry question. So for example, my inquiry question is, what will happen to the amount of foam if the amount of water is increased? So for me, I'm just taking it off the top of my head. I'm going to go, well, it's the amount of foam won't increase. It'll stay the same because only the water is increased, but none of the other materials are increased. And for a chemical reaction to happen, you need to have the same amount of materials increased for more foam to happen. Okay, so that's my hypothesis. So now I have to write it down, because writing it down is a form of communicating, right? We are practicing communicating as scientists. So I'm going to write down my hypothesis here. If the, and I'm inserting my IV, right? So if I forget what my IV is, I just go to my slide 2. Here's my IV. If the amount of water is, increased, because that's what I'm doing, right? Is increased. That's how I changed it. Then and my dV is the amount of foam. Copy. And, oops. Then the amount of foam will, and I think it's going to stay the same. Okay, there's my if, here's my then. I still need to do my because, right? So hypothesis is going to be longer. So I have to write down my scientific reasoning. Because only the water was increased, and to have more foam, a chemical reaction needs to happen among the materials. None of the other materials. Okay, changing my sentence structure and my sentence grammar and my spelling. None of the other materials are increased, so the foam, the amount of foam, will stay the same. All right. So that's my hypothesis. And let me fix my sentence structure. Everything needs to be the same color. Everything needs to be the same size. And then I need to highlight my IV, which is my amount of water. That's what I'm changing. Oops, not highlight. I need to highlight it. So here's my highlighter. I'm highlighting it blue. and then I am highlighting my dV, which is the amount of foam, which is my dependent variable. Okay, so that is how to write a hypothesis, your educated guess.